You are listening to Girls in Low Places, the podcast that asks country artists what only British girls can. I've crawled across the table to Riley Green.
Hey, what kind of show is this?
Flash Tucker Wetmore.
That was you!
And yapped away with Carly Pearce.
To get married and divorced in a year, that is legit country.
And sometimes we just have a good old yap with British icons you wouldn't expect were country fans. So listen to Girls in Low Places wherever you get your podcasts. Girls in Low Places. I think this might be the episode that you have all been waiting for. For those of you that are new here, this is the origin story of why I started a British country music podcast. And I think people have been waiting for me to talk about it. So I was getting married. I was living in a cute little farming town in England, and I did not have the podcast at all. And I went to Nashville on my Bachelorette, or hen do, as British people would say. And something happened to me on that Nashville trip that I have never really spoken about, that meant that when I came back, I called off my wedding. And then I started the podcast, and here we are, 18 months later. I've just been on the CMA red carpet, absolutely mental. So I thought, let's finally address the elephant in the room, and let's talk about why I called off my wedding and what happened on that Nashville trip. And the best person I could think of to talk about it with is my friend Sam, who is American. We've been friends for over 15 years. And she organised the Bachelorette that ended it all. So we're going to discuss it, warts and all. Here we are. Sam, welcome to Girls in Low Places.
Well, thank you very much. Very happy to be here. Cannot believe we're here.
Cannot believe we're here. We're actually at Sam's Connecticut Lake House, which is glorious. I think we need to give a little bit of context of like how we are friends.
I don't even know. Like, we met through one of my other good friends.
Yeah.
Years and years ago.
Yes.
And like, we kind of, they were great friends, and we just kind of clicked.
What was funny is that I would sometimes be sent to New York for work. You would sometimes be sent to like Ireland or England for work. Mm-hmm. So
sometimes you would come to New York to surprise me, and I would actually be going to London the next day.
To surprise me.
So a lot of times we just switch keys.
Which is why we think we're like the Parent Trap, by the way.
No.
Okay.
We are Annie and Hallie.
We're Annie and Hallie.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Me and Sam are drinking martinis.
At noon.
At noon. Because it's the only way to get through some of these topics we're about to talk about. She's starting. I want to talk about, before we go like headfirst into this Bachelorette, I want to talk about the state of my relationship before the Bachelorette. So I want to just take this time to say I love Matt so much, and I loved him so much at the time.
No, everybody loves Matt. He's the best.
You can't fault Matt. Like, he is just amazing, and he loved me so deeply, so well. Like, we were family to each other, and I genuinely believed that this was my happy ever after. And I believed it even when we were like in New York, because we came to New York before we went to Nashville.
Yeah, no,
for the
Matt
Bachelorette.
came to stay with us for a few days before we went off on the Bachelorette, because he was going to Toronto or something.
He was going to Canada to see a friend because he was like bopping around, but he'd never really been to New York properly as an adult, so he like loved it. We had such a good trip. Like, it was romantic. We were looking for like wedding rings, because like the actual bands, because I already had my engagement ring. And I wanted to describe a little bit like what our relationship was like. So we met right before COVID. When COVID happened, we moved in together. He'd inherited a house because his mother had died, which was really sad. But we lived there together, like with his brother. And that was difficult. Like in COVID, like obviously it's difficult at any point. But like, we'd moved in really fast. We were really super in love. But like, it was intense. And I think a lot of people can relate to like COVID either made or broke your relationship. Like, you were either like catapulted at 100 miles an hour, or you were like, this is over and I'm done. So it was like breakup central, or it was, I am in this for life. And Matt and I were like, we're in this for life. And basically we decided that I didn't really want to live in his family home, even though it was beautiful and it was in Surrey. I was like, I don't want to live in your family home. I want to make a life for ourselves. And I felt a lot of guilt about that. It was difficult. We sold the house to his brother. It was very difficult. It caused a lot of like difficult things within his like kind of like family life and things like that. So it was, I knew if we wanted to move, we wanted to move somewhere that would make so much sense for him, to like make sure that he was having an upgraded level of life than he was able to have in Surrey. And so we were like looking around. Bear in mind, by the way, I'd quit my job. Like I'd done it for 10 years in my 20s and I was like, I just need to go and sit in the countryside, touch some grass and like find something else to do.
Have sheep outside your window. That blew my mind every time.
I used to send Sam videos of the sheep outside my window.
What's happening?
So Matt and I decided to move to Devon where we could like have a boat and we like had the seaside life and like everything was like Hallmark postcard, like everything was amazing. It was so glorious. If you're American, you don't know about Devon, go visit it when you're there.
I was really looking forward to visiting Devon. Never got the chance.
The wedding was going to be beautiful.
I know.
I mean, it was going to be like a marquee on top of a hill, on top of a cliff, looking over at like the Salcombe estuary. Like, oh God, it was going to be so good. I had planned that to a T.
I really want to stay at that hotel.
Yeah, the Hotel Gar Rock. Shout out Gar Rock. Sorry, I cancelled everything.
Yeah, we'll come back.
We'll come back another time. But yeah, basically, so we moved to Devon, and I really loved it. Like, I love the countryside. I'm a country girl at heart. Like, you know, I love that life, and I want that life ultimately. But I felt like I maybe jumped through a few steps, and with you know, the financial buffer that happens, sadly, when a parent dies, like we kind of had the world at our feet, but at the same time, like it meant that we skipped a few steps and I kind of retired before my time. So that then when I was sitting in Devon and like Matt was a builder, construction, he like shifted his business and he was a builder and he was making loads of friends in the village and he's very like man about town. I just like sort of like shifted my whole life to be about making him happy and what's going to make him the happiest. He'd always wanted a farm of his own. He'd always wanted to have that farmer lifestyle. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And I can like pivot my stuff around it. And I tell you now, girls, Gilpers, boys, anyone, that is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
As much as you love the person, as much as the person is absolutely unreal and will love you so well, it doesn't matter. That will fuck up your relationship.
No, yeah. I mean, any of our other friends that have done the same thing.
Yeah. It always ends the same way. Ends in disaster. And like Matt didn't deserve that disaster. And that's why I'll always carry that guilt. Because that was my choice and my decisions that like led to what blew up and what happened. So anyway, so picture this. I'm like in Devon trying to figure out like what I'm going to do, I was working like with Matt. I was doing some like freelancey stuff, but like I didn't have my purpose. I didn't have my thing. And I'd always kind of wanted to work in country music, but like, as we all know in the UK, like especially this was kind of right before the big country boom. So there was less jobs, there's less opportunities. I couldn't get in. I couldn't find a way in. So I was just like, well, that's never going to happen. So I kind of was like,
so let's get married and I'll have children and then I'll live with the sheep.
Lovely Otto. Love you still, Labradoodle Otto. And so, yeah, that was what we were going to do. That was going to be my life. And I was excited for that. I had a very crazy 20s. I was tired. Most of those crazy 20s were spent with you. By the way, I just want to say something here. Whenever me and Sam meet up, whenever we have a trip, whenever we meet up together on the other side of the pond together, whatever happens, something really bad happens.
Anywhere. Any country, any location, anytime. Something bad
Something
happens.
Terrible happens.
But we literally thought we were getting away with it on this trip.
This time we thought...
We were like, everything's gone smoothly.
Yeah, I've come to Sam's for Thanksgiving. I've just been on the CMA
No
red
family
carpet.
fights.
No family feuds.
Last Thanksgiving you were here. Bad times.
Bad times. Big family feuds. Probably because we'd been day drinking at the golf club and hungover from the night before. Yeah. This was about 10 years ago, the last Thanksgiving I was here. So I don't even remember the last Thanksgiving.
No, I think you were throwing up in the basement. And I was screaming outside.
But look, I feel like I was experiencing Thanksgiving for the first time this time because I felt like I was
the last
so
time
drunk.
I was so blacked out.
I don't remember it at all. Don't remember the food. Don't think I ate
But we do have the photos of you and my entire family on our steps.
Don't remember that really. And also like that was well, we're also fueled by Adderall at that point, which I will say, I need to explain to the British listeners what Adderall is if you don't already know.
So, it also fueled the Bachelorette.
Yeah, because it also fueled this Bachelorette. It will explain a lot of things. So, okay, so Adderall is it's like baby cocaine, essentially, but it's ADHD
legal
medicine,
cocaine.
but it's legal. Sam is a parent. She wants to say this is legal cocaine.
No, yeah, but no, it's very helpful. But for people that have ADHD, it like calms you down.
Yes. But if you don't have ADHD, it like pumps you up. And I don't have ADHD.
But it's nice for work too if you want to like focus on getting something done. But now it's nice for motherhood because if you have a bad day where you really don't want to do it, take a little Adderall. You can get up and bathe those kids.
So Sam was being very productive about like 20 minutes ago. And I was like, and also quite aggressive. She was you have insulted about 10 people in your family this morning without
DJ's
realizing.
always like, you took a pill, didn't you?
Yeah, that's literally how I was.
He's like, I can see you thinking.
Like Sam was setting up this setup with vigor.
I was trying to make it nice. So I had to start the fire. I had to do the whole thing. I was trying to make it nice.
So Sam's on Adderall right now.
Well, first of all, yes. But second of all, there's for good reason. Which getting back to our original point, something bad always happens. We thought we were getting away unscathed.
We did.
We did not get away unscathed.
No.
You might have noticed the crutches.
You might have noted the crutches to our left. For our audio listeners, there are crutches to the left of Sam. Last night,
I was trying to put my child down to bed in his crib, and I did that successfully, thankfully. Mm-hmm. Put him down, and then as I'm walking out of the room, I stepped on my daughter's toy car. That sent me across the room, sliding, falling, and as I was falling to the ground, I heard crunch on my bad ankle that I rolled many a time, and I know exactly what it means for me. And I laid on the floor and called for my partner, and he was just like, I'm peeing. I'm like, no, I need you now. And I was laying on the floor in the dark, and he walked right past me. He just missed me completely, and I'm like, I'm over here. And so basically I sprained my ankle and I could not walk.
And so that's been our bad thing that's happened. We really thought we got away cleanly scathed.
I was like, we are in the clear.
Maybe we've lifted the curse when we see each other. Because normally we're ending friendships, marriages, relationships. There's a terrorist attack. Anything can happen.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Sam was in
Every time I go to London.
Every time Sam goes to London, there's a terrorist attack. So we can't allow her to come in anymore.
We had to shelter in place one time. It was very crazy.
I don't know what we need to do. We probably should stop seeing each other, but
we
don't.
But we can't.
Because we laugh in the face of adversity.
We got to call a witch doctor.
You didn't really know coming into it, how you kind of knew how I was feeling about my career, but you didn't really know how that played into my relationship. I don't think even I knew how that played into my relationship. I was just kind of clinging on to Matt for
no, and life. I also definitely had my thoughts about your world that you've created.
Uh-huh.
But I just kept them to myself.
Yeah, as good friends do.
But I loved your world because it was beautiful, cool, awesome. But I thought in my head, I'm like, she's kind of stunted herself a little bit.
And you know me from a lot longer than Matt knows me.
Yeah.
And may I just say also, Matt was extremely supportive in me finding my thing. He was not one of those guys who was like, I want to keep you as my trad wife. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that vibe. He wanted me to find my thing. And, I hope he doesn't get upset with me saying this, but there have been a lot of conversations since we broke up that when he's seen what I have created with Girls in Low Places, where he's been like, God, Katie, I really wish you could have just done this while we were together. And I sometimes agree with him. I'm like, I wish I could. But do you know what? There are some things in life that you can't do with a boyfriend.
Yeah, I honestly don't think this would have worked if you guys were together. Sorry. But no, I just don't think it would have worked the same. It just had to happen the way it happened, I think.
I know, but sometimes I do worry about that because, I'll be honest, I do think that, the direction the podcast is going in with, how flirty and vivacious I want to be, and I am, because it's, Tucker Wetmore, Riley Green. When am I not going to be flirtation and vivacious in front of them? But, I do worry about that for my love life sometimes.
But
who's going to be able to accept
also,
that?
I don't think that, that's going to have to be, your thing forever. You know what I mean? It's
my shtick.
It's not gonna have to be your shtick forever.
Okay.
You're starting a podcast and it's been taking off completely, and you do things that go viral and that are polarizing, but that it doesn't have. So did Alex Cooper.
Yeah,
she was
she's happily married.
And she's happily married and has a freaking media empire. Yeah, so it's but she started out polarizing, talking about sex,
totally
sucking dick, the whole thing.
Clock 3000.
Yeah. Can I have the
drink?
The drink jar.
Me and Sam are having martinis. Don't judge us. It's noon. I think we've already
established that. But thank you, Katie, for elaborating.
Okay, so you kind of get the picture of where my relationship is at. So we're getting on this flight. I'm literally so in love with Matt. I am so in love with our future, but I just need to figure something out for myself. And I thought, well, I can get married and have kids and it's not a problem. I'll just figure that out. That'll be a secondary thing. I'll figure that out later. And
I just had kids and figured it out. So it ended up working for me. You're like, Sam did it.
People have kids and figure it out all the time. And I thought that was going to be what I would do. Lo and behold, Nashville took me by the throat and joked me and was like, no, actually, it's going to be the other way around for you. So, okay, so we get on the flight.
No.
Wait.
Let's talk about how, like, we leading up to it.
Uh-huh.
You have, like, 2 hen dos.
Oh, yes, yeah. So I was being very obnoxious at the time. Well, you say it's not that obnoxious, but I
think you're being nice.
Yeah, I have lots of friends, obviously, who are, like, having kids. Like, I'm 33 at this point, I think. So, like, I have lots of friends who have kids and, like, I live in London. I've always wanted to do a Nashville hen do because I love country music, always have. I've been to Nashville a couple of times before. I went to Nashville.
The first time she went to Nashville, she originally came and stayed with me, and then she decided, I'm going to take a flight to Nashville because I love it so much.
Bear in mind, I'm broke. Like, totally
as
broke.
A joke.
Yeah, broke as a joke.
And she booked an Airbnb. She gets there, like, in the middle of the night, and she's calling and texting me that there's gunshots outside of her window, and she's hiding under the bed. And I'm like, Katie, what is happening?
I booked a really shady Airbnb.
Yeah, probably for like $50 a night.
Yeah, no, I think it was 30.
Like a room.
I remember
like a room in somebody's apartment or something. Like
$7.
That's sad.
Anyway,
but anyway, she really loves country, and she went by herself. She went to the Grand Ole Opry.
Because I really wanted to go, and I was broke as a joke, but I really wanted to go because I love country music. Did it for a couple of days, and I was like, I have to bring all my girls here. But when it came round to it, and I was like, I have to have my bachelorette here. But when it came round to it, like, I just knew that my UK friends, like, it was going to be a whole thing. You know what a hen do is? Like, you know that Olivia Attwood thing where she's like, what now? What now? It's literally that, like, to try and get that logistically happening would be a fucking nightmare. So instead, I was like, I have been to New York for over like 10 years, back and forth. Sam's friends are my friends. Like, we have such a bond, and like lots of them were coming over for the wedding. So I was like, why don't I just do a Nashville hen do with the New Yorkers, and then I will do another hen do when I come back. Like, there's more local and it's a bit more like chilled for the UK people. I think the UK people, some of them were like pissed off with me that I did that though. But like, you know, blow me.
Whatever.
And I feel like a lot of the New Yorkers hadn't really ever been to Nashville or like seen it.
No, none of us had. And then also we invited some people from LA, some of my friends from Florida. We literally had so many people flying in for this. It became like a whole thing in its own.
Honestly. But like, it was a girls' trip to Nashville. Who's going to say no to that?
It was so fun.
It was so good. So by the way, I obviously entitled Sam with the logistics because not only is she like my closest friend from America, but also, and like one of my dearest friends forever, but also like you are logistics queen. Like, it's basically what you do for a living. Like, she just knows how to do logistics for a trip. But my God.
Did I get this wrong? Especially with, I think the universe was trying to tell us something as we were leaving for the trip.
Absolutely.
Because my dumb brain got us in a car service to JFK when our flight was out of LaGuardia. And we get there, she's in her cowboy hat, she's in her fun outfit, like snakeskin pants.
I'm like, I'm ready to go.
She's in like a crop top and a fur. And she's like, we're going to my bachelorette. He's like, you're not going out of here. So we got in another cab and went to LaGuardia, made it. I was having a panic attack the entire time. It's like, oh, I fucked this off the gate.
Which is so unlike you. I take an Adderall. Because I was like, let's get ready to party. We land, and one of our friends who's already landed from LA, she was like, hey, I'm here with Shep. Like, she kind of like knows all the Bravo people.
Yeah, they were like having dinner somewhere near our Airbnb, and they're like, randomly Shep is here at the same restaurant bar or whatever. We're like, okay, well,
yeah. So for the girls that don't watch Southern Charm on Bravo, Shep Rose is kind of like a Lothario on it. He's kind of like tragically a Lothario. He's like 47 now. Like, it's like kind of been like too long. He's just like a drunk guy who thinks he's really hot.
He's a guy with a trust fund from the South that has like, you know, but
he's a huge reality star in the US. And for those who love Bravo, he's huge in the UK too. Like, if you haven't watched Southern Charm, by the way, go and watch it. Like, especially if you like country music and you like the Western aesthetic, like Southern Charm is a really good one. It's all about like young people growing up in Charleston. And
her next bachelorette's gonna be in Charleston.
That's what we decided last time we were watching Southern Charm. I was like, that looks like a place for me. Swim up bars, yes. Good nightlife, yes.
Yep.
Southern hospitality is also a great one. So anyway, so Shep Rose was just in the bar. So I was like dying because obviously as a UK person, you don't think these like Bravo people are real. You're like, they are Disney figurines. I was like, brilliant, let's go to the bar and let's go hang out with Shep Rose. So we did. And he
also was going through some sort of holistic journey on the internet because he had a bad season that year.
Had a really bad season. He was like saying how he's an alcoholic, he needs to figure it out, he stopped drinking, all this stuff.
And he like had just gone to like a retreat. And then Sarni's like, he's at the bar.
He was like
bombed. Bombed. I'm like, okay, so it's just for TV then.
So we get to the bar, Shep's bombed, we're having a great time. We then go, I think we go to Broadway, don't we? Classic.
After that, yeah. It was our classic like first night flash.
Yeah.
We get there, we say we're
First
gonna take
night
it easy, and we don't.
No, absolutely, we did not. And that is, what are you popping over there?
Well, we ran out of the martini. We have to pause this and make some new ones soon, but whatever.
Second day, we're pretty hungover. I was having a Diane most of the day, which by the way,
It is a Diet Coke and vodka with a little lemon. And she called it a Diane, and that's just what we should be having Dianes.
we should be having Dianes. Because Diane's, honestly, guys, if you are feeling hungover, you're feeling dead, a Diane sort you right out.
Real nice.
This was the day I was like wearing the veil, the white dress, the whole thing.
Yeah, no, we like got ourselves through the hangover by ordering like a lot of fried chicken and a lot of like
That's what you're allowed to eat in Nashville.
Started
Fried
drinking
chicken.
and got dressed in obnoxious outfits. We were all in like pink shiny outfits, and she was in a wedding dress with a veil.
So we then have the party bus.
Yes.
And I actually have gone viral on a video from the party bus of me like pouring
Well,
alcohol
aren't
over
you
myself,
cool?
being like, you know, you call off your wedding in Nashville. Like, and everyone was like, I got so much trolling on that. No, it was horrible. Because everybody thinks that this story is that I went to Nashville and fucked
And
someone.
like did something
Yeah.
like insane.
Awful. And all of Matt's friends, my fiance's friends, and all of my friends, like I came back and they were like, when I then
What'd you
did
do?
it, they were like, who'd you fuck? Who'd you shag? Sorry to my mum and dad for saying that, but like, who'd you shag? What happened? And literally, I hate to lift the curtain a little bit on this, guys, but I did not shag anybody. That wasn't the vibe. There is a slight tinge of that we will get to, but nothing physical happened. And I'm very proud of that.
Nope. We all went to bed and woke up in the same house every day.
Every day. We were all okay on that front, but things were happening
But it was just
in my mental game
Yeah,
that were
no.
twisting things.
And I learned that fast and hard.
So we on the party bus. The party bus is great. If you guys haven't been to Broadway, the party bus go up and down Broadway. They're absolutely insane. We went to a really good one. Like it was so much fun. Like karaoke on a party bus, like my absolute dream.
Literally, just next time, just take me on a party bus for 3 days in Nashville. I'll sleep on it. I'll wake up. Just like take me in circles. That's fine. I don't need an Airbnb. Just get me the party bus for 3 days.
But what you didn't know. Well, you did know, but like, so we went. The party bus ends and it's like at a bar. So like, obviously,
So we
have a
start
deal.
and end at a bar.
Yeah, they obviously have a deal with the bar that like means that you like go into the bar after the party bus, right?
And
So-
we were supposed to go to dinner. We didn't end up doing that because we were having way too much fun.
No, because
And we were like, let's just go to this bar and drink, and there's live music. Like, what the hell?
Then they were singing like Dan and Shay. I'll get up there and sing Carrie Underwood because naturally, I think it's all my drunk brain could actually master at that point. So I was like, okay, I'll sing Carrie. I sang it, and some guy at the bar came up to me and was like, "You've got a great voice. You've got a great presence. You should be working in Nashville. You should be doing something in Nashville." And I was like, it was like ding, 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 ding. Something in my brain switched, and I was like, oh my God, I could have a life living in Nashville. It just kind of like switched something in my brain.
Well, that actually makes a lot of sense to me because the following day was the day from hell. And you were nuts. Literally nuts. And Kiara and I kept being like, what is wrong with Katie? What is wrong with her? We're used to the crazy. We're part of it. We're in it. You can also put that in your martini, you know.
My what?
You can dip it in your martini.
Oh,
You keep sliding back every. It's stressing me out. Just relax. No, but anyway, that makes a lot of sense to me because
Right.
the next day was when it all went to shit.
So we we go to brunch in the morning. We're hung over. Like it's deep.
And once again, we're in the outfits that I planned that have to do with her wedding.
Yes.
And like we never even talked about that. Like all the things in the house that we had, like the cups with Otto's face on it.
No, my
I had like
dog's
I
face
went
with
like
my
to
ex.
Etsy Town. I went to Etsy Town and had blasted her dog's face, Matt's face on straws.
And I loved all of
went,
that.
Like,
it like made me so
Pinterest
emotional when I
happy.
saw it. Like, it was amazing. And like I still have those cups of Otto, my Labradoodle's face on everything because like I can't throw them away. But like at the same time, I'm like, they make me cry every time I see them.
Yeah, and that was probably drinking out of them was probably not good for you after that night.
But okay, so let's get it. So this is the day when everything went wrong. Okay, but let's get to the
right and wrong. We had a great day.
We had a great day. So we went to brunch. We were already hungover, so it was kind of like medicinal, like drinking. You know when you're like drinking to get drunk to like get past the pain.
Yeah,
it was that vibe. That was the vibe.
It was like a good brunch. We had like margaritas. We had like it was like a lot bottles of wine. But we were in the shirts that said bride and bride tribe.
And I was like, I'd been in really uncomfortable boots the night before, so I was like, I had silver trousers on, I had a cowboy hat, I had this t-shirt on, I had sunglasses on, and then I had Uggs on.
And that upset me greatly.
Because I didn't take
them
off.
No, it wasn't even about the daytime. What upset me was you wearing Uggs to dinner. So this is where like my logistical brain thought, you know what? This is our final night in Nashville. We leave tomorrow. I'm going to book like the Justin Timberlake fancy place for dinner tonight. Final night. We're going to have like one big, great, expensive, awesome dinner. We're all going to get dressed up to the nines. Yeah. But we'll get to that. But that's what bothered me the most was really when you wore the Uggs to dinner.
I just really apologize for that. I was just in pure comfort mode.
Yeah, whatever. Let's get back to the day.
We'll get back to the day. So we then start bar hopping because we're just like, we need to keep these good times going. Otherwise, everybody's going to crash and die. So we keep...
You mean you?
Yeah. The good times we need to keep going. And then we went to Losers. Which is like kind of in like, I think it's Midtown.
So fun.
It's now attached to where like Riley Green's Duck Blind is, but Losers is still its own entity. And we met up with my friend. So I used to be friends. Guys, do you know Callum Kerr? He's a cool artist in Nashville, but he's Scottish. And he was an actor as well. But I used to like, when we were like in our early 20s, Callum used to work in the wine bar below where I lived in Clapham. So like I would always go down and like hang with my friends with Callum. He was super hot, but he always had a girlfriend. So hot. And we would all just hang out, get drunk, whatever. And I had no idea that he was a country music fan. Like how weird is that? Like never crossed.
But I could also see that not happening. Like,
yeah, because
I could see
he wouldn't think I was.
Yeah,
and
no,
I wouldn't think he was.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, he was just like, we were just like party friends, if I'm being honest. Like, and he's a great party friend. He's
party
a good
friends
time.
Are fun.
Party friends are very fun. You've met him a couple of times. I don't know how or where, but like just party friends.
We say that, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, I have to see Callum while I'm on Bachelorette. He lives in Nashville now. We've got to do it. So we all met up at Losers. He was like, I'm playing a gig, playing with my friend Chris Andalucci, which if you guys know Chris, like he is Scottish and he also lives in Nashville and he's got his own thing going on and like they sing together. It's like really cool. Like they're good friends. Anyway, they have a song together. Anyway, so we go to this bar and we're having a great time. Like the guys are singing. We're getting hammered. It's like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Fantastic. And someone goes up to this guy who looks exactly like my fiance. Like exactly like him. And brings him over like, oh my God, Katie, this guy looks exactly like Matt. Like you should get a picture of him. So I got a picture of him. And then we like start hanging out with him and his friend. And like they're really fun. Like they're really weird, but also like really fun.
They were just a good time. Like
they were just a good time.
They were like us. Like they were just like drinking, having fun.
Married, had kids.
Yeah,
like
no,
it wasn't like there was nothing deep to it, I didn't think. And then at one point he was like, I'm Sam Elliott's love child.
Like, I'm Sam Elliott's bastard son that he doesn't publicly acknowledge, but he's my dad.
So if you guys...
All right, Buddy the Elf.
So if you guys know who Sam Elliott is, he is the brother in Star is Born. You know, the one who's like the manager of Bradley Cooper, but like he talks like this. And he's in a lot of things. He's in Landman. He's the dad in Landman, you said?
Billy Bob Thornton's dad.
Billy Bob Thornton's dad, my new best friend, Billy Bob Thornton. He is Billy Bob Thornton's dad. So like, and we were like looking at pictures and like listening to this guy's voice, and it literally, he looks like him, he sounds like him. We thought it was legit.
No, I to this day, I think it's legit.
We have done so much FBI research on this.
And we've come up with nothing because there's nothing that exists that it actually is true.
Yeah, it's blanked from the internet. But it's now back on the internet because we're here talking about it.
But his
Sam Elliott.
No, I feel like his friend would have been like,
you trusted his friend.
To the point where we got with them, we ended up inviting them to our dinner. That went to shit. I'm just mad about the dinner.
Sam is still mad about this dinner.
I wanted to make it nice, like Dorinda.
2 years later,
I literally
still mad
was like in hell on earth. But no, we invited them to dinner, and like I feel like at that point, like the guy, we were like talking enough where he would just been like,
Yeah.
no, like this is
You know what,
bullshit.
this is just a line,
Like he's just like, but no, it was like
He's trying to shag her.
steadfast.
Whatever.
Yeah, and I would be like, cool, like
Yeah.
I don't care.
Also, this guy was like, this Sam Elliott's love child. He was flirting with all of us. Like, it wasn't like a specific like attack against me. It was like an attack against us all, to be honest.
Yes.
And I think they were just Nashville guys who were like chancing their arm. And that's fine because.
Well, they weren't from Nashville. They were there for a reason.
Yeah, so exactly. And also, like, you see a British girl in a white dress and a veil, you're like, these guys are a good target.
Mm-hmm.
And we were. And we were a good time. But nobody.
We were all having like the same amount of fun. So it
was
wasn't
above
like it was
board
like
time.
a weird.
No.
It wasn't like creepy.
No, but then I got it in my head
So it was.
that I really enjoyed. I think it wasn't just the attention, it was the freedom. When I was living with Matt and Devon, like I was Matt's girlfriend. And I know that's really weird and probably strange for the Gilpers to even like think that I could possibly be that. But like it happens to everybody in some relationships where like because he was out working and I was sitting in the house doing like freelance work, like I became known as Matt's girlfriend. And I think it was the first time that I was like being seen as Katie in like years. And that messed my head up. Add the Adderall, add the drinking, add the fact that I'm with my girls who I like have been friends with like way before Matt.
But it also had been COVID, so we hadn't seen each other in years.
Right.
So we like,
yeah.
first night flash lasted 3 days.
Yeah. And it just all kind of like stirred into this big, massive cocktail that I was drinking. I was down in that cocktail that made me think like, I think I'm not done with life. I think there's something else I need to do professionally. I think there's something else I need to do personally. I just think that like I felt trapped.
But mind you, none of this was vocalized to us on the trip.
No.
So this was all in our head, about to combust.
Yeah.
And we were all like, what's happening? But with
I was
no idea
glitching.
what's happening. She was having a glitch in the Matrix. Of Katie.
And I was just like being strange. Like I wouldn't sit still. I was like, we have to go to dinner with these guys. And they were like, why are we rushing to go to dinner? We're trying to get ready because we separated from the guys and then we were going to meet at Justin Timberlake's place. And like, you were like, why is she being so weird? Like I wouldn't even wait like 10 minutes for Sam to do her hair.
No, like it was,
she
got ready in like lightning speed, wore like, I don't even know what that night,
I don't wear
but she
makeup.
wore the freaking Uggs out. and I was just like, to my friend Kiara, I was like, what is happening?
I can't believe I wear the I didn't think I knew that fact
And then we
until now.
I think we like sacrificed Victoria and sent her away with you. You guys left
Somebody was the
early. I think it was.
Like, they were like, Victoria, go take her to a bar right now.
Like, you have to go. Like, get her out of here. Because she's like pacing and being annoying.
I was being horrible.
Mean.
I was being really ungracious as well.
Yeah.
I was being like,
yeah, you were.
I was like stropping.
No, and then when you left, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like,
As
this
you should.
bitch, I've been like spending all this money doing all this shit. I'm like, she's acting insane. I'm like, it's like, and we didn't like think anything was like going wrong. We just thought you were being an asshole.
Yeah, no, and sometimes it can be.
No, yeah.
let's let that
I was
be
like,
known.
this is nuts.
So I was being an asshole. We went to the bar, we had drinks, then we went to like the Red Door Saloon. Oh no, we had drinks, we had dinner. We then went to the Red Door Saloon.
We had dinner that ended up in like half the table leaving early because nobody wanted to sit through it. And I get it. I should have booked that the first night. But
it happened. That's such nice dinners are so hard to do in a group setting, especially a bachelorette. It's like either it's going to be a massive win and we're going to have the best time ever, or it's going to be the wrong time, the wrong place, and it happens.
No, I know it was awful,
and I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay. They paid half the bill.
Sam Elliott paid half the bill.
No, well, his friend did, and I'm sure he collected on that because he left mid-dinner because he was too bombed. Thankfully, he didn't order the $800 bottle of wine he was eyeing.
Oh, my God.
But,
I can't.
You know.
Anyway, so then we went to Red Door Saloon. I think we were there with, like, Callum, Chris Andalucci. Like, everybody was having a great time. We were all just, like, really, really drunk. But then the next day we went to the airport.
Thank God I booked us a late flight that day because... it was just like disaster trying to get out of that Airbnb.
Yeah.
Pack us all up, get us all out. Like, we also were watching like Real Housewives of New York from season 1 because like
we just needed something.
That we know that was calming.
Friendly.
Like, we need our ladies.
We didn't need our
to bring us back to life. But then we got ourselves out of there, got to the airport,
and that's when I started to have a real breakdown. Wait, there's a car coming past.
Yep, excuse us.
Anyway,
so
I started having severe anxiety attacks at the airport.
Yeah. No, it was like she had 2 hats on her head walking through security. She like looked like she was like about to have a mental breakdown. She was like you had no life behind your eyes.
No, and I was like really having a panic attack.
And she was having a panic attack. And it was like,
I was given drugs.
No, well, thankfully we were with Victoria and she is Klonopin.
What is Klonopin for those who don't know?
It's like a Xanax type thing, like a
lovely,
like a relaxant, like
I expect Meredith from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City had that when she got on the flight.
She probably had that much more and much more.
And much more because but then that's a whole other story. If you're not watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, guys, honestly, you must. You must. So anyway, so I had some drugs at the airport, so you got me on the flight. And
we literally would have, like, we were scared that you were not going to get through security. We're like,
yeah.
I'm like, chew this, like, get it into your bloodstream faster. Like, just get it in.
I remember having conversations with you on the plane that were like, I was saying certain things. And like, there's some things, obviously, that I will always tell you guys. There's some things that like are private to my relationship that I'm like going to keep private. But like, I remember saying things to you. Yes, one second. Let's just wait for that. Don't worry about it.
My house is.
Yeah, but we're going to wrap it up soon. No, but it's like I can see that we're on 41, so like we've only got like 10 minutes left.
Are you do we
We're fine, we're on this one.
Yeah, I don't want to
bother you. So basically, because we're in the flow. So I remember having a conversation. I can't really actually remember what it was about on the plane, but the one thing that like the line that stings to me is you were like, let us just get you to June. And that I remember you saying that, and I love you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because I knew that you knew I didn't not love Matt.
No, and
you knew it was something to do with me, but you were like, I just want to get you to June because this is scaring me.
Totally. But, and also like I remember like you were like crying on the plane. It was like a disaster.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not, whatever. Regardless, but like,
but you don't plan a trip like that for your friend to then
cry on the way home.
Right. And that's
when I was like, okay, something's up, but like I just didn't know the full extent of it. Like
I was trying to keep it like to myself out of respect for Matt, out of like also if you know you're getting married and like you're like 50-50 or 70-30, whatever it is, but you still want to protect your partner, your relationship. You want people to come and support you walking down the aisle and not like have like anything in the back of their mind being like, but do you remember what she said on the plane? Or do you remember what you did? Like, you don't want that. You want to like keep this fairy tale. Like, and it's sad, but it's true. And I think a lot of like people who are going into marriages think that. And I'm not saying you go into marriages like that don't work, or some people go into marriages that do work or don't work, but like I think a lot of brides feel that way. Like they want to protect their relationships so fiercely before they get married that sometimes they protect it too far, or they don't lean on their friends.
But that's like people that end up, you know, going through something with their partner, not telling their friends because they don't want to have a bad light shined upon the partner if you do end up staying with him. And it's just like, but it's like it becomes, you internalize everything.
Yeah. And that's what I was doing. And so I needed to, like, at that point I was like, I need to get home. I need to get home. I need to, like, this is how much we love Matt. He was like at the airport with a bunch of flowers and the dog. And like, my brain just went, it just broke. Like I was happy to see him and loved seeing the dog, but I like slept. I think I slept for like 5 days. And I remember, I think maybe Matt even like texted you also. He texted someone being like, I think something's wrong with her. I don't think it's just a come down of the drugs or come down of this. Like I think something's up. And I could see in his eyes he was like panicked because like we all have, you know, we all party too hard and things happen and like we all go home and like relax for a couple of days, but like he knew something was strange. I think we stayed together for like 2-3 weeks. I said some of my fears, and I remember we had Valentine's Day and we were like, we're gonna work through this, we're gonna figure it out, we're gonna sort this out. And then I think it was like a week later that then like he was just like, we had some of our friends over and then they left, and then he was just like, you don't want to do this wedding, do you? And I was like, I just couldn't lie to him anymore. And I just was like, do you know what? I don't think I do. And I don't even think I can even explain the level of heartbreak when it's someone that you love so much and that's someone that like has never done anything bad to you. Like, and you love all their friends, you love everything about your relationship, you love your dynamic, but there was just something that was just, it just wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had 2 martinis and I might cry, but I'm not going to. But like, I love that man to this day, the same way that I loved him on the day I left him.
Amazing.
I know.
I still have hope for that relationship.
I know. And do you know what? Weirdly, in a weird way, I still have hope for it. And I hope he's not listening, but like, I still have hope for it. But I know that also I respect that, like, I broke his heart. He now can like step back from it. Like about 6 months later, he was like, you did the right thing. We weren't in the right spot. You weren't in the right spot. You've done the right thing. Look at what you've achieved afterwards. Look at what he's achieved afterwards as well. Like, he's bought his farm.
He's got his farm.
He's done the thing. He's done the thing. And I'm so proud of him. And we wouldn't have been able to do that together. And I'm so proud of both of us. We still talk. It's not in a romantic way, but we still talk as like people that are very important in our lives. And, you know, if the world was ending tomorrow, like, who am I getting on a train to or a flight to or a this, that to go and spend time? It's Matt. If I think of like my future growing old together with someone, it's Matt. But like, I also respect that, like, he's been my biggest relationship and he's been my biggest supporter, and that sometimes your brain reverts to that as a point of safety. And I'm not saying that like that necessarily is the answer. I'm just saying like, I think sometimes in life, the most painful thing can be the right thing. I've done the right thing. This podcast is taking off. Everything with this podcast has pretty much been a yes, which tells you that you're on the right path. Yeah. And as emotional as it is, and as much as like, I have so many regrets, I also have so much peace with the fact that like, I've done the right thing, that the podcast being such a success. So the timeline of me breaking up with Matt and the timeline of me starting the podcast was literally, I'd say, a week. Yeah. It was insane. Like, and I think a lot of people around me were like, okay, she's crazy. Like, she's doing a thing now. She's just done that. She sent a thing saying canceling the sending the wedding invite reject to everybody, saying like, we're not going to do this wedding. Sorry.
I remember when you were sending that, you're like, ugh.
It was awful. I did it all alone. And like, everyone thought it was a joke because they were like, oh, they're 2 jokesters. What they like, those bloody idiots. And it was awful. Everyone texting me being like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? You're joking around. What is this? Is it a prank? Is it a gag? And it wasn't. I was just crying the whole day. But like, I think, yeah, the trajectory from that to the podcast starting was like maybe a week. And everyone thought I was insane.
You dove right in.
But you sometimes have to.
I think you needed to. Like, I think you would have gone crazy. Yeah. I mean, you definitely like were not okay. No. But you like just dove into it.
Yeah. I don't think I'm still okay, but no. I just want
by no means you'll never be okay.
No, I don't think I've ever been okay before this. No. But to add this to the plate. But all I can say is that like, thank you for being supportive even through the crazy.
Oh my God, please.
Like when I sent you that text being like, by the way.
She's like, I really need to speak to you. And I was like, about what?
We've had enough of you.
I was like, what do you want from me now?
We've had enough of you, you beast.
I was like, what is it that you could possibly tell me? I was like, you're not pregnant. What are you doing?
Something.
Oh, you're calling after wedding. Cool. So, but we had a nice wedding funeral on your actual wedding day in London because I kept my trip.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm keeping those flights.
I'm keeping those flights.
So we had a nice little wedding funeral. I actually hated that day, if I'm being honest.
No, I know, but whatever.
It was hideous. And I had a breakdown like a couple of days before to you, and I was like kind of being angry with you. I was like, I was just like lashing out.
Yes. I know.
But like, it does show you that like, you know, you think you're fine. Like I thought, I mean, some of you girls would have seen me be like doing the podcast, like, and looking like I was absolutely fine. And I was interviewing these cool people, or I was being crazy, or I was flirting with people. And like, I was not fine.
No. And a lot, like after the whole like shock and awe of you calling off the wedding, us doing the thing, the funeral, whatever, then
the quiet came.
But no, the podcast, and it was happening, and you were doing all these really, really cool things. But then you would call me, and you would have mental breakdowns.
Yeah, a very different story
about like everything that's happening. You'd be so grateful and so happy for it, but then like you're like, what? You were still like so.
Well, it's weird having like, you know, obviously when you do break up with someone, you are.
My dad is trying to drive so slow down the hill.
Let's watch it.
I know. He's
but like I do find that like when you go through a breakup, you have this like public persona, right? This is regardless of the podcast, you have a public persona of like, I'm great, I'm flirting. And by all means, when you're flirting or when you're on the night out or when you're doing the thing, you genuinely do believe like, I feel better than ever. But then like, there is always this underside and this underbelly of like, then when you come home and you're like, oh my God, like this is not what I thought was happening.
No,
and,
I think your problem was like the coming home.
Yeah, grief. I had a lot of grief. And like,
I think Dolly really helped that.
Dolly, my
saving
literal
grace.
cockapoo, has been my saving grace. She's really like helped me. And like, you know, even this summer, like we're now nearly 2 years out, even this summer, selling my house with Matt. Like we had a house that I lived in, he's lived in another house, but like we had a house together, and like selling that house is like semi-loopy at times. Like I think a lot of you guys see me on like, see me red carpets, like flirting with Tucker Wetmore and Riley Green, and it's like
falling
insane.
all over the place, being crazy.
Yeah, being crazy. But like the underside, the darker side of it is like, I do see this parallel life that I've lost, and it's brutal, especially at my age. Like I'm not
it
22
affects you
anymore.
greatly.
Yeah. So, you know, I do want to say to everybody, like, when you see the wins, there's also the losses. And, you know, especially after what we've just done on the CMA red carpet, like, it looks crazy and it looks like, oh my gosh, she is living her best life. And a lot of my friends, I feel like I've lost a lot of friends, because I feel like a lot of friends have seen me doing the crazy things and think, well, she's fine. Well, she's living her best life. Well, she's doing
but then they're not really your friends.
No, I agree. But I do
they're
think,
party friends.
Yeah. But I do think like a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of anger that comes out of you ruining a relationship that is so solid like that. And then going on a CMA red carpet flirting with every hot guy in the sun. Like, it does piss people off. Let's be honest. People are angry with me. But like, also I'm like, well,
you're angry from what? You're like, dumb little life? Sorry. I've been drinking.
No, I know. It's not good to be
I know
doing
these
that.
people.
But like, all I can say is thank you for sticking by me.
That's what I'm here for.
Amen.
Annie needs Hallie.
Annie needs Hallie, even when Hallie's being mental.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, am I Annie or Hallie?
I don't know. Which one's the one from London?
We don't even know anymore.
We like to swap a lot.
Also, can I just say that, like, since the CMAs, Sam's been getting involved in the comment section.
Well, kind of.
You've been getting, like, so many likes on one comment.
I literally commented that Tucker's mom raised him right. And everyone and their mother has liked that comment.
She's getting more and more likes
because he lifted you off the floor. Everyone else is watching, looking at you like, what's that girl doing? Did she get shot?
He's a good egg.
No, he's so cute.
We love him. We love him. And also, we love Sam. I think we're, like, doing this podcast, like, kind of having, like, friends of. Like, Ozzy's a friend of. You're a friend of. For anyone who watch Housewives, you know what a friend of is. And Sam's a friend of. There's going to be a recurring character every time
I get my cowboy hat. You know, like get the orange, get the snowflake.
Oh my God. You're going to get cowboy.
I'm not going to be a friend of. I'm going to get my own hat. Just kidding. Never.
Do you have anything else you would like to say on this topic?
I think I'm pretty sure we covered everything. If we forgot anything, we'll put a little amendment at the end.
NB. No tape edit.
I'm empty on both of my drinks, so I'd like
we
to
need
end
to
this
go.
now.
We need to go.
Because I'm thirsty. And we still have time without my children, so I'd like to drink some more.
Girls in Low Places, this has been me in Connecticut with my friend Sam talking about my Nashville Bachelorette, and I hope you tune in next week. I think we have Max McNown on the podcast, but I'm not sure, so I might just edit this out. But I think we have Max McNown on the podcast next week in December in London, so love you guys. Safe flight to me.